ball was the call. There was a touch of something on that. New Zealand is a little disgusted behind the wicket. He has overstepped on many occasions today, Chris Cairns. His figures could have been better.
Well, the roughing up of Phil Tufnell became too much for the umpires in the end, because within minutes of that wicket that fell off a no ball, or would-be wicket that fell off a no ball, the umpires took the players off for bad light. A big disappointment, because there was a full house in here at Lord's today, and a double disappointment really for the New Zealanders, who could have polished off England pretty quickly, I reckon, this evening. That was a splendid performance from Nasser Hussain. He's still there, unbeaten with 59, and credit too to Alex Stewart for that 50 early in the piece. Look at those bowling figures of Chris Cairns. 20.2 overs, 1 maiden, 5 for 75 from him. Dion Nash, 22 overs, 11 maidens. That's 50% of his overs are maiden overs. That's a fine effort. 3 for 49. No wicket for Jeff Allott or for Nathan Astle. And the fall of wickets, a reminder again of that clutch that fell straight after lunch. 4 wickets falling in 44 balls between 2 o'clock and about 20 to 3. Well, you will remember that overnight England were 9 wickets down. New Zealand still had 1 to get. Nasser Hussain had played extremely well. Well, New Zealand got that wicket as quickly as they would have hoped, and indeed it was Nasser Hussain, the man who went. He may feel he was a little unlucky with this dismissal, but it was the deserving Chris Cairns who picked him up, the ball down the leg side, and the claim for a catch, and the decision given by Mervyn Kitchen, and it was a brilliant bit of umpiring too. We'll see in a moment how on the snickometer it shows that there's an edge. Actually, with this replay, it does appear that there's a deflection. The bat is away from the body, and there may be just a little sound from the stump microphone. Now, when you have a look on the snickometer and using the super slow-mo to locate ball and bat, about now, you get that huge movement in the oscillograph, and sure enough, good umpiring from Mervyn Kitchen. That then is the England total: 186 all out, 50 for Alex Stewart, 61 for Nasser Hussain, 18 for Andrew Caddick down the order, who ran himself out. That was a shame indeed. And an outstanding performance from 2 of those New Zealand seamers. Chris Cairns, 21.1 overs, 1 maiden, 6 for 77, and Dion Nash, 23 overs, 11 maidens, 3 for 50. Also 10 overs from Jeff Allott. He wasn't quite at his best, none for 37, and some bowling there for Nathan Astle as well. We're going to pick up play now at the start of the second innings of the game. It's the 4th ball of the 1st over, and Alan Mullally is bowling to Matt Horne.
Oh, that's close.
Not out. Stop bowling now.
Wow. That's the in-swinger Mullally was looking for. He's kept the ball away from the off stump, and suddenly he's brought that one back. He's started to move the ball in from outside the off stump to the right-handers. Nice take.
That might just have gone down the leg side, I think. That is the second very good shout from Mullally this morning. That line is between wicket and wicket. Now the ball must pitch between wicket and wicket, which it does. It must also hit the batsman between wicket and wicket, which it maybe does and maybe doesn't. Well, it's a brave stroke and a hugely effective one. Caddick's having a long look with his hands on his hips and is probably thinking to himself, that would have hit middle and leg. Oh, good extra pace. What a good reply. It's a sign of a quality fast bowler. He didn't lose his cool. No, 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 says umpire Rudy Kudson. It was one of those appeals that you never feel are entirely convincing from the England team. Oh, despairing stuff. It was a brave effort from Andrew Caddick. He didn't make it in the end.
We've got Matthew Bell on the left of the screen, Matthew Horne on the right. Very similar in their stances. Matthew Horne a touch lower. But the first movements, Matthew Bell on the left, he just gets his feet moving a touch earlier than Matthew Horne. He has 3 little movements. Horne on the right of your screen, he's got what we call a forward press as a first movement. The idea to get the batsmen on their toes and then move to the ball. And the key there with your toes is get them moving but keep your head still.
It's not been easy out in the middle. Equally, I don't think England have bowled quite as well as they might. Key is to make the batsman play, which Mullally has done there, and he's been driven quite exquisitely down the ground.
That's gone fine.
That's the
That's
over.
4 runs.
Right, yep.
That's a nice risky stroke. That's a difficult angle on which to get an LBW. I think he's got to bring the ball back from leg to off. That's going to be difficult to do with the slope of the ground bowling from the pavilion end. Well, that's given us 4 runs, so it wasn't a chance because Reed didn't get to it. He made a valiant effort to get across it. Oh, that's an absolutely cracking delivery.
Here's ball from Dean Headley has nipped back in. Just catching Matthew Bell on the pad. I think he's given that LBW.
So Matthew Bell's gone. First success for England this morning. And Fleming has gone. That is a brilliant catch. A lovely effort from young Chris Reed. Mullally, well, he might thank his lucky stars that Reed was there, because it was going to dash away down to the boundary, but Reed has done a terrific job to get across. New Zealand captain has gone.
Astle's off the mark. That's going all the way to the boundary.
Well, can't have all the luck all the time. It's well bowled.
Certainly in the zone there for Nathan Astle. In the hitting zone through mid-wicket. And that'll go down the hill for 4. Again through the onside, and this will probably be the same result. It's no great force on the shot, but the timing brings 4 more. Oh, smacked that. Beautifully timed. Headley, on his follow-through, had absolutely no time to react. Well, that has bounced, and that's hurt. He doesn't like to show too much emotion, Matthew Horne. But that one has caught him by surprise. Caused him just a little discomfort. Well, as a result of the previous delivery, forward defensive shot there is more of a prod. Well, it is a very useful over. Comes to an end with a beauty. 71 for 2. And it's got away from Reid. And indeed, it's got away from Caddick. It finally gets off the bat. 4 more to Matthew Horne. And that is tremendous judgment. And
Not out.
belated shout, you'd have to say, from the bowler. No real interest from Rudy Kurtzen.
It was only just drifting down the leg side. That bought the luncheon interval. 75 for 2 New Zealand, 32 unbeaten for Horne, and 19 unbeaten for ASTLE. We're going to take at lunch. We're going to pick up play for the afternoon session in the first over. It's the 4th ball bowled. It's Dean Headley to Matt Horne, and in the commentary box were Ian Smith and Richie Bennett.
Was quite useful.
Well, it's certainly one to test just how good your digestion is after lunch, that's for sure. That he gets himself in a real mess there. It's not the one he's looking to get him with in terms of the drive.
That's a good stroke.
It's the one he looks for. That's the one that he punishes bowlers through the offside.
Well, that has bounced well before Chris Reid. He wasn't able to get across to it, and it goes down his leg by. He's not against the wicket keeper. Well, that's a good stroke. Caddick followed the short run with the well-pitched up delivery, perhaps looking for a Yorker.
Well, that brings up the 50 partnership between Horne and ASTLE in very quick time.
Partnership's now 54. It's 35 for ASTLE and 13 for Horne. Gives you an idea of the dominance of Nathan ASTLE since he came in. Philip Tufnell in the bowl from the nursery end. Well, that's pretty well played. There are lots of oohs and ahs out there from the fielding side. Although he didn't get off the middle of the bat, he's got enough on it to be very effective. 100 up for New Zealand, and they're looking good. That's a good save. It was worth 4. It was well struck.
That's a good one. That is a beauty. When you can get it to go away up the hill here at Lord's, you're really on the peak of your game, which Andrew Caddick would appear to be after his performance at Edgbaston.
He's got hold of this one. Very strong on anything short.
Now, what's that hit? It's gone, he's walked off. What a moment, just when we were talking about how Hussain had to get things in order for England. Mullally's done it for him with some extra bounce there. Another one out, caught down the leg side.
Not too much ASTLE could have done about that. He's just trying to knock it down, but unfortunately for him, it's hit the gloves and it's gone up. Clear deflection off the gloves. And he just walked straight off. ASTLE's gone for 43.
Roger Twose is the man who'll be making his way to the crease on the back of the wicket of Nathan ASTLE. Now that will have hurt. That was right on the point of the elbow, or somewhere near the funny bone, as some people might call it. Ouch.
He just decided to let this one hit him. Kept his bat and gloves away from it, decided to wear it on the body. And when you do that, you hope it hits a fleshy bit. And if it strikes you near the elbow or on the bone, it can be very painful indeed.
Jeez, that is a super stroke. He's only just come in. You'd think it would take a little bit of time to get the eye adjusted to the light and the pace of the pitch. Not a bit of it.
There's a problem here for Matthew Horne. They'll be discussing the merits of staying and not being able to bat effectively, or perhaps getting off and getting some proper treatment. New Zealand camp's point of view, they'll be hoping he stays. And picks up boundaries, even if they are a wee bit lucky. Well bowled, well taken. And I have to say, well played. Good cricket all round. Appreciated by the full house. 128 for 3. And that's a very, very good piece of bowling from Caddick's point of view, because that is what he needs to do. He needs to commit Horne to having problems in that area, and he is. Over the top. There is a man back at third man, but he's too square for that. So Horne picks up 4, and with it, he picks up 50. And that'll help ease the pain. Beautifully timed through square leg. Successive boundaries.
Attempted Yorker, and one thing, Ian, for Yorker, as a bowler you should know you need to have a backup for a Yorker. It was just offline and went for 4 through his legs.
That's a half-hearted effort from Matthew Horne. Certainly it's the arm that's playing on the mind, because the footwork, which has been so sure throughout the day, disappeared on that occasion.
That's a perfect lane to bowl at him, because he's not coming on a front foot and he's trying to play some shots with his pain in his arm.
Oh, dropped it. And it's gone for 4. Phil Tufnell is the man out at long leg. It came to him a lot harder and flatter than I think he thought at first. And I'm not convinced he picked it up very well against this bright sky. Giving that a crash. The most elegant stroke he'll play. It'll earn him 4. And it'll get Andrew Caddick ticking away. Well, it hit him outside the line, which is why Mervyn Kitchen will say not out. It's worth reminding you that the ball must hit the batsman's pad between the line of wicket and wicket, and it doesn't even nearly do so. good bowling, the quicker one, and beat Horne comprehensively. It's a wise decision not to come back for the third. The 50 partnership comes up. Cracking Yorker. Headley's picked up a lot of wickets in his time with that. He's a taker of hat-tricks, is Dean Headley. Got 2 or 3 to his name in his county career. And one of the reasons is he bowls devastating Yorker. Soon after that last-ditch effort from Dean Headley to break the partnership before tea was indeed taken. 163 for 3 was the score, with Matt Horne unbeaten on 70 and Roger Twose unbeaten on 14. The bowlers hadn't had that much luck. Mullally with those 2 slightly fortunate wickets, you'd say. 14 overs, 2 for 46, and a wicket for Dean Headley. 63 for 3 New Zealand. We're going to pick up play with 3 runs added, and Phil Tufnell is bowling to Matt Horne.
Swoops that very square, in front of square, in fact, beats Caddick.
Way too rough.
It's a good shot. Just a little bit short, gave him room, and he picks up 4 square of the wicket. Well, that's the other method. He can smash it down the ground. Wasn't perfectly timed, but he'll take the result. And again.
Dead ball.
Well, the busiest man in the New Zealand camp tonight will be the physiotherapist and the man on the ice machine at their hotel. Very good shot. Just drifting down leg side, and Horne cashes in. 4 more.
Here's Caddy.
New Zealand are 1 in front. As usual, a very knowledgeable crowd at Lord's appreciate that fact. Beautiful shot. This will be a challenge for Andy Caddick. A challenge he loses. Runs starting to come quite freely.
Here's Mullally, but on at the pavilion end. May have to hurry. Oh, it had gone, I think. Gone a mile if the throw had hit the stumps. Never looked a convincing call from Horne. Twose was surprised by it, and Horne had the skates on, but it would have been to no avail. Now that's high, and a very difficult, barely even a half chance. Alex Stewart, the fielder, he was sprinting away up that hill. He's now got a smile on his face. It ended up being a decent effort. And that brings up the New Zealand 200.
Very good. Mark Ramprakash in support of Philip Tufnell. Ramprakash, the captain of Middlesex, of course.
There's nothing too restricted about that. Anything that's up, he's able to play with very good timing and quite a bit of power as well.
It's well bowled. Be interesting to see if this delivery from Mark Butcher has either swung late or gone off the wicket. Presented the seam very nicely, nice and upright. I think that's gone away off the wicket rather than swing. Single off the last ball. That's the 100 partnership. Horne and Twose doing a very fine job for their country here. Batting New Zealand into a very dominant position.
At the moment, 95 for Matthew Horne. He's a bit closer to it now. It's a lovely piece of deception. He's floated that away from the left-hander, just with the breeze on the seam of the ball, and it's kept going. Horne on 98.
It'll be interesting to see where this ball pitched. Phil Tufnell left arm round, so he's wide of the crease. He's got to really pitch it in line with the stumps and then get it to straighten. It's pitched in line. It's straightened a fraction. May well have gone on to hit the stumps, but the benefit of the doubt going to the batsman.
A lovely shot. One of the most difficult strokes in the game, the on drive. And he's got it away quite beautifully. There's a lot of activity there for 3 runs. Twose has kept the strike. It's 225 for 3. Everyone's got their hands up there except umpire Kitchen.
Ball drifting into the pads. It definitely pitches in that red zone. It straightens. Very, very close indeed.
And there it is. He tucks it fine. He'll come back for his second. He won't. He'll send Roger Twose back. And he'll stay at the non-striker's end and acknowledge the applause of his teammates on the balcony. Matthew Horne has earned himself a special moment at the home of cricket. Beaten Reid. And the beaten Tufnell. So 100 for Horne in the over, and now a 50 for Twose. Pulls it away high in the air, and he will be caught here. Caddick coming round, takes the catch. And Headley has the breakthrough.
That was overconfident. He has been struggling with his pull shot. As a batsman, you should always know that which is your strength. His strength has been driving or cut.
Twose goes for 52, 232 for 4. Shout here. Tufnell has given Mervyn Kitchen a bit of a working over in the last quarter of an hour, 20 minutes or so. what a beauty. That's a good one at the start of a day. It's even better at the end. And it's taken. A little nod of the head from Rudy Kurtzen, and Horne's vigil ends. Headley's done it again. Well, let's just look at this one here. Yep, it's just pitched just before the bat of Matthew Horne. It hits on the way up, hits the bottom of the bat and carries through. Nasser Hussain, that's a good example of concentration late in the day. An excellent catch low down. And reluctantly, Matthew Horne goes. Well, a big shout here, and he's gone. Caddick does it. Just a little touch through, and Chris Reed picks up number 3 for the innings.
India, Gaddy succeeded. Look at the length he's bowling at, and India got a faint neck straight to the keeper.
Well, those 2 wickets put a different complexion on things. 242 for 6 at the close. Matt Horne gone for 100, and that was a brilliant effort. He was in great pain, as we've heard from Roger Twose. All credit to him for that. 43 to Nathan ASTLE. I thought he looked to be recovering some form. And 52 to Roger Twose. 2 wickets for Mullally, 3 for Headley, and 1 for Andrew Caddick, who came back and swung the ball late in the day. That bodes well for the morning for England. There's the situation of the match. 186 all out England, 242 for 6 New Zealand. 56 runs a difference between the sides. And after play with Andrew Caddick bowling to